This video is brought to you in collaboration with WoWhead.com. Hello everyone. Queen Azshara, light of lights, the moon and the stars for many of the Night Elves way back when. She was beloved by pretty much everyone. To be Azshara meant to be worshipped, in part due to her beauty, in part due to her wits, her way of playing the crowd, but one would be foolish to forget that Azshara was, or perhaps still is, one of the most powerful spellweavers in existence. Illidan, with his magical eyes granted by Sargeras, could see how foolish he had been in assuming that Azshara would have others to do the heavy lifting for her, that her claim to the throne had more to do with her looks than her skills. In his worldview, he could see the aura radiating around her, ensorceling even the demons of the Burning Legion to serve the Queen with their lives, and it took everything someone like Illidan Stormrage had to not fall for it as well. A Lady Vush was willing to stab out eyes, cut out tongues, murder anyone she perceived to take away the Queen's attention. That's how devoted they all were to her, and Azshara loved every bit of adoration.
Keepers of Eternity, will you stand for your queen?
I pray that the light of 1,000 moons will grant me this honor.
With the world bowing down that way, she could be forgiven for daring to think big. Who could possibly match the beauty and the might of Azshara? Only the gods themselves would do, the very creators and shapers of this world. A titan perhaps, none other than the Dark Lord of the Burning Legion, Sargeras. When Azshara's followers made contact with him, she was shown what they had accomplished. She let out a gasp, and although the counselor could not see her expression completely, he made out enough to know that Azshara now understood. And the voice he had heard before, the voice of his god, said for all to hear, "I am coming." From that point on, the Queen longed for the day when all the imperfects would be eradicated from the world, leaving only the Night Elves, and only those, the best of their race, to rule the paradise that would follow. In her mind, Azshara began picturing the world that would replace what had been decimated, a more magnificent city, a true monument to her glory. Then another, more intriguing thought entered her mind. True, she was the most perfect of her race, the icon of her people, but there was one who was even more glorious, more magnificent, and soon he would come. His name was Sargeras. Sargeras, she whispered, Sargeras the god. An almost childlike smile crossed her face. And his consort, Azshara. The Queen had high ambitions indeed, but the plans of summoning Sargeras during the War of the Ancients were prevented, and now she found herself in a whole lot of trouble.
No, my people.
My queen, we loved you. You betrayed us.
This is my fault. No, 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 no! This was not the deal I made!
Deal? I like deal.
Who are you?
The old god Nazoth makes contact with the Queen and offers her a deal, but one not made under the most equal circumstances. The cold darkness embraces them. The need for air is burning in their lungs. Eternal abyss or servitude to this god.
Serve me.
You? You are nothing.
Nothing.
I am a god! Before you walked this land, I ruled.
Magnificent.
Serve me, and we will rebuild my empire.
No.
No? You dare! You will die!
not a slave. You've watched me for 1,000 years, so you know what I want. Take my people. With them, I will raise an army, conquer your enemies, build an empire as queen. Or let me die, and you will remain here, a prisoner. The god of nothing.
And so, Azshara and her followers were transformed into the Naga. Though her old empire was in ruins, she crafted a new one, far from the light of the sun, Xal'atath, at the bottom of the sea. With patience and cunning, they expanded their dominion over the oceans. And for millennia, we knew that the queen was out there, somewhere underneath Azeroth's great waves, biding her time, building her units, expanding their empire. We'd see her followers show up, the ever-jealous Lady Vush joining Lord Illidan's side when he called for their aid. But the Queen only really made an appearance with the Cataclysm, taunting Malfurion, and then a Legion, taunting Prince Verandis. Where, oh where, was Queen Azshara?
Keep on them! We cannot let them escape!
My queen, they have arrived.
Wonderful. Set the Tide Stone, won't you? Feeling anxious, are we? How frustrating it must be for you. Still locked away. So powerless. For now, do not worry. We've both waited so long. But at last, you're about to see what I do best.
The time had finally come. Battle for Azeroth, in which Azshara was ready to pay up for the pact with N'Zoth, but not without means of breaking free after the facts. This is Queen Azshara after all. If anything, she'd only become more powerful and more cunning over the years, believing to outsmart N'Zoth. She makes deals and bargains without his knowledge, but as it turned out, he knew exactly what she was up to. He was counting on it.
Behold my betrayal. And yours.
We have a bargain then. I will bring both fleets crashing to the ocean floor, and your champion will deliver the dagger to me.
And in turn, you will have the key required to free the old god from his bonds and leave him vulnerable.
In short, Azshara was working with War Chief Sylvanas Windrunner. Sylvanas was gifted the now emptied Blade of the Black Empire by members of the Horde. This blade was traded with Azshara in exchange for wiping out Sylvanas' enemies. The plan partially worked. The seas opened up and we were drawn to the Eternal Palace, where our Heart of Azeroth, it was used to unlock the Prison of the Titans, which contained the old god N'Zoth. The King of Diamonds had been made a pawn, and N'Zoth was released. Azshara had planned to use the blade to slay the old god now that he was out of prison, but we packed a bit more of a punch than she anticipated. N'Zoth knew what she'd been up to, and now he was free from his bonds, so the treacherous queen was forced to endure the torment of the Black Empire, until we found it again on our mission through Nyalofa to take care of N'Zoth. We come across Dark Inquisitor Zanesh. Few can resist the whispers of the old gods, but those who do find themselves at the mercy of Dark Inquisitor Zanesh, a cruel and sadistic torturer. Zanesh prides herself on slowly carving the sanity away from those in her charge, until all that remains is unwavering devotion to N'Zoth. He wasn't done with Azshara, but her will, it proved far stronger than what even Zanesh could break. Upon release, she hands us the blade to do the missions she had planned to do, and then...
We fulfilled our end of the bargain, Azshara. Now honor yours.
Mind your tone, whelpling. A queen keeps her promises. Listen closely, as I will only say this once. For all his bluster, N'Zoth was ever the weakest of his kin. One vestige of their power yet remains that can be turned against him. I would have driven this blade into his foul heart myself, had you not disrupted my plans. No matter. Xal'atath is yours, mortals. Strike true. Should your first blow fail, you will not survive to attempt another. Now go and do what you will. I tire of intermediaries and heralds. The true throne of power beckons, and I intend to claim it.
We just kinda let her walk away for no apparent reason, ending the expansion with using the blade to get to N'Zoth within his carapace and blowing up the old god. The queen is still missing after his defeat, with many of his servants of the void still remaining. Nazjatar does not seem to be united. Where did Azshara go? What is she up to now? A mystery of the ages. The true throne of power. Had us wonder back then if she was gonna compete with claiming the frozen throne. But I guess Northrend was a bit too cold for her tastes. Decided now, from the War Within, it added that in the past, Azshara had sent her followers to the Isle in search of power that contained within. And then there's the Forbidden Reach, a landmass connected to Dragonflight, which had a chilling missive written from the deep, a song of the depths which says, "Rise, rise, our queen calls to us from beyond the umbral veil. She has transcended the circle of stars and basks in her eternal grandeur. The time we have long awaited is nigh. Even now, the Harbinger gathers the children of the first flesh to reclaim what was lost. They must remember their vows and serve those to whom they owe fealty. While they toil in the deep places, we will journey to the shores of Dragonlands, to the blessed isle where the World Breaker first embraced the Whispers. As one storm recedes, another rises. The torches have been lit. The secrets he buried will strike as a dagger into the heart of his kin. The Harbinger speaks of a primal power that seeks the end of order. Such rage can be bent to serve our ends. A hunger lost to the ages will be reclaimed. A dark heart left broken awaits the taking. When these things come to pass, the Harbinger will fulfill the final prophecy and complete the awakening. Only then shall our queen return to reign over sea and sky and earth. We must make ready. Rise, rise, soon all that was hidden will be revealed. Azshara is an absolute powerhouse on her own, and she's been drawn to greater powers in the past. When gazing upon Sargeras, she saw herself at his side. And with N'Zoth, she only agreed as a queen, not a slave. Xal'atath, the Harbinger, has managed to whisper away into plenty of allegiances. Could we see a world in which Azshara agrees to the Harbinger's plans? If and when she returns, will we see her stand at Xal'atath's side? Much of the written prophecy has already come true by now. The primal incarnates of Dragonflight, they sought to end order. Galakrond's hunger has been claimed from the past, contained in the relic called the Dark Heart. The final prophecy of awakening? That seems to be a bit that has not happened yet. I do remember seeing some concept art flying around, which suggests the awakening of a Titan. Is Xal'atath aiming to awaken Azeroth herself? If so, what would that mean for the world that we play on, and how would that work for Azshara's return? Which brings us to a small bit of extra information given to us from the Midnight Alpha, which does mean spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know what's going to go down in the next expansion, then let me just say thank you very much for watching so far, and please turn off the video right now.
For Naga.
In Midnight, there are Naga on the beach, enveloped in this noir crime investigating questline, side quest, which is honestly a blast to play through. Lysara Duskmourn says that the Sunwell's radiance may shine, but its light has not purged the filth that festers within this city. Smugglers scuttle through the streets like vermin, preying upon the desperate and enriching the spineless. Yet, there are whispers of something fouler still. Trades in wares so vile that even the venture company would recoil. I require someone to spy on each shipping company and find out which cloaks a smuggling ring. Will you stand with me, or will you turn away as the rot spreads? Obviously, we stand with them, and we uncover that Daggerspine Naga are gathering power for some reason. Unstable arcana, all kinds of supplies, basically anything with a shred of power they're hauling off with, but why? They've got plenty of power to strike at the local villages, and yet all they seem to do is skim a little bit off the top, and they ship the rest off out to sea. To where and to whom? Only time is going to tell. Are they gathering power for their queen? Perhaps. And when striking at the head of the beast, the head of the operation, which is called Princess Najena, she says in her final breath, "Najak, we will rise again from the depths." Prince Najak is the presumed leader of the Daggerspine Naga, but Prince Najak is also a rare spawn that we've been able to kill in the Arathi Highlands. Is she talking about offspring named after their father? Or did he survive the assault? Or what's going on here? Hard to say. Point being, power is being gathered for some purpose. And while working on this, I also remembered that there was a side quest in Hollowfall with the fish that we set free in the water, and how they warn us about not going into the darker depths. There are more dangers lurking beneath Azeroth's waves, waiting to be uncovered. But for now, you're up to speed on what happened to Queen Azshara, and what her and the Naga's role might be going forward. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Say that you want to read up on all the things we talked about today. Do make sure to check out the related WoWhead article in the description down below. As for me, you can subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, see ya!